Hello, friends. As you step forward, moments of uncertainty and fear await you. Be prepared. Here it is, the beginning of a dark and mysterious adventures. On a night when time seemed to slow, the shadows grew stronger, and mysterious figures came to life in the dark corners. The stars had vanished, and the moon seemed to hide from the sky. It was on such a night that the secrets of an abandoned place waited to be told. The legend began with an old mansion hidden deep in the secluded depths of a forest surrounded by tangled thorns. Neglected for years, this place embraced by nature seemed untouched by human hands. Decayed wood, weathered walls, and a rusted roof bore the traces of the past. Once, this mansion had become the subject of urban legends. According to rumor, its owner, a wealthy merchant, had disappeared suddenly, leaving the mansion abandoned. Some said he had committed suicide. Others claimed dark forces had taken hold of him. Whatever the truth, the ghost stories circulating around the mansion even frightened the bravest souls. One night, a group of adventurous youths gathered their courage and ventured into the mansion. As they took their first steps, an eerie silence enveloped them. Along with the echoing footsteps through the corridors, mysterious whispers began to echo from the walls. Shadows within the rooms came to life, dancing upon the walls. But the true nightmare began when the secrets buried beneath the rubble of the past were uncovered. When they reached a forgotten cellar, their eyes fell upon a large painting. In the painting, the old owner of the mansion, with a dark smile, seemed to watch over the youths. At that moment, a chilling whisper emanated from the cellar. "You will regret coming here." A fearful escape ensued, yet the corridors seemed to twist like a labyrinth, presenting them with new horrors at every turn. Suddenly, one of the group members vanished, leaving the rest to frantically search for them. But when they found their missing friend, their eyes stared blankly into the distance, as if belonging to another realm. As they made their escape, the chilling atmosphere seemed to linger, echoing the tale of the abandoned mansion. And in the aftermath of that dark night, a new chapter was added to the legend, one where the winners were those who dared to face their fears. Once upon a time, those who stepped through the mansion's gate never return. However, tonight the story of the young ones lost in the abandoned corridors of the mansion was far from over. Carrying their injured friend during their escape, the group suddenly found themselves inside a room. The atmosphere in the room was different from the others. It seemed to be like a monument bearing the traces of those who once lived there. The walls were covered with faded paintings, and the eyes in those paintings seemed to hold a hidden secret within them. Just then, the voice of one of their injured friends echoed, "This place. This was my home." The others turned to him in shock. "What do you mean?" they asked. Their injured friend, with eyes half closed, continued, I was actually trying to return here. I am the owner of this place. The merchant I was seized by a dark entity. I tried to warn you but the darkness within me overpowered me as the others looked on in astonishment. Their injured friend suddenly whispered, "You must stop it, the dark entity. It will seize you before me, double quotes." And then his eyes closed with an expression that seemed to gaze into eternity. The group resolutely pursued the dark entity, As they navigated the corridors once more, they watched as mysterious figures' eyes followed them from within the shadows. Finally, in the farthest corner of the mansion, they reached an old room. Upon opening the door, they were met with a waiting dark entity. The entity was filled with energy derived from the mansion's past. With its presence, the paintings on the walls began to come to life. The old merchant, with eyes completely consumed by darkness, advanced towards the group. However, the young ones gathered their courage and embraced each other tightly, standing firm against the dark entity. A battle ensued, a clash between light and shadow. But strengthened by solidarity and courage, the young ones prevailed. In the end, a gleam filled the room, and the dark entity vanished. The paintings on the mansion's walls returned to silence, bringing peace to the room. As the group left the mansion, they had uncovered the secrets of the abandoned place. With sorrow for their lost friend, but also with the strength of their courage and unity, they took steps outside. Beyond that dark night, another story had been added to the legend of the abandoned mansion, and this time they were the victors. As darkness shattered the silence, mysterious secrets lay hidden within the abandoned place. This place, overlooked by everyone, awaited exploration by a brave group of young individuals. However, this exploration wouldn't be as exciting as they had imagined. Driven by their curiosity, the group stepped into an abandoned amusement park. Once a place of joy and excitement, it was now filled with faded colors and broken-down rides. Yet this silence heralded the presence of dark secrets lurking within. Initially, they only explored the vintage amusement rides of a bygone era, but gradually they began to notice traces of mysterious events. Strange figures' shadows emerged from the park's shadowy corners. In the silence of the night, an eerie melody began to echo, enchanting the group. With each step, the amusement park grew even more ominous. The sounds of lost children, old laughter, and whispering whines faded into the abyss. As the group wandered through the park's labyrinthine corridors, they started to lose themselves between the boundaries of time and space. However, the true nightmare began when they reached the park's most secretive area. Deep within, they stumbled upon a forgotten circus ground. Amidst rotten poles and torn canvases, an eerie atmosphere prevailed. Suddenly, they heard a high-pitched whisper emanating from beneath the ground, causing the group members to tremble. It was as if the spirit of the amusement park had awakened, and ghosts from bygone eras began to advance towards the group. A fearful escape ensued, yet they found themselves lost within the park's labyrinthine corridors. Darkness enveloped them, and finding an exit seemed impossible. Yet they had to find a way out. Gathering their courage, the group embraced each other tightly. Together they resolved to battle the curse of the amusement park, and eventually, through their courage and unity, they emerged victorious against the park's dark forces. The silence of the amusement park was restored, and the eerie melody ceased. As the group exited the abandoned amusement park, they took a deep breath under the stars. However, the traces of the nightmare they had experienced still lingered in their minds. They proceeded with tired and hesitant steps, feeling that something was missing within them. A lost piece still remained hidden in the dark shadows of the amusement park. After a few days, one of the group members began to exhibit strange behavior. They struggled to sleep at night, claiming to constantly dream about the amusement park. The others thought this condition would pass, but with each passing day, the situation worsened. One night, they noticed that member was missing. In a panic, they returned to the amusement park, desperately searching for them. However, the park remained silent, and danger lurked around every corner. As the group wandered through the dark corridors, they were engaged in a race to find their missing member. In the depths of the forgotten corners of the amusement park, they heard the voices of the missing members. But this time the voices were filled with whispers, luring them into a trap. The group was attacked by dark entities, but they gathered their courage and held on to each other tightly. Eventually, they reached the heart of the amusement park with the missing members, but there they encountered a chilling reality. The missing member was a captive under the curse of the amusement park, now under the control of its dark forces. The group refused to accept this situation in despair and decided to make a plan. They initiated a battle to rescue the missing members, fighting against the dark entities. Their courage and determination were enough to break the power of the amusement park's curse. Together, they challenged the dark forces and freed the missing members from the grip of the amusement park. The darkness of the amusement park dispersed, and silence prevailed. As the group exited the abandoned amusement park, they embraced each other tightly. The traces of the nightmare they had lived through still lingered in their minds, but they were now free. Together, they had broken the curse of the amusement park and strengthened their bonds. And this experience would remain an unforgettable memory for the rest of their lives. Far away, nestled at the foothills of rugged mountains, stood a deserted monastery in silent solitude. This monastery, untouched by human footsteps for over a millennium, was a place shrouded in mystery. However, a group of adventurers had gathered to unravel the secrets of this ancient monastery. Little did they know this discovery would change them forever. As the group stepped through the monastery's ancient stone gate, an instant change washed over them. There was an intense unease in the air, as if the very stones of the monastery were breathing. Initially, they explored dusty corridors and dark chambers. Yet, over time, they began to experience strange occurrences linked to the mysterious past of the monastery. As they traversed the corridors, they occasionally glimpsed the shadows of mysterious figures. The old paintings on the walls seemed to change on their own. Moving from one room to another, they encountered sudden appearances of doors and passages. However, the group remained resolute, their curiosity propelling them forward. In the late hours of the night, the atmosphere within the monastery grew even more intense. Strange sounds echoed, and amidst the howling of the wind, eerie whispers emerged. Tension mounted among the group members, each confronting their own fears. Finally, when they reached the deepest and darkest chamber of the monastery, they made an unexpected discovery. They found a dusty shelf wedged between the walls, covered in dust. The old books and manuscripts on the shelves provided in-depth information about the monastery's history. However, one book in particular caught their attention. The book narrated chilling tales from the monastery's establishment and past. Pages were filled with information about the dark rituals of the old priests, secret chambers, and cursed prophecies. Determined to unravel the monastery's true secrets, the group delved into the information. However, this discovery unleashed the power of the monastery's curse. A dark energy emanated from the depths, enveloping the corridors and shaking the group members. Strange occurrences intensified. Walls seemed to speak, and eerie sounds echoed from underground. Trapped within the monastery, the group encountered terrifying events one after another. Mysterious figures appeared, ghostly entities attacked, and the group experienced moments of sheer terror. Yet they somehow managed to survive because they never lost hope. Finally, when they reached the heart of the monastery, the real nightmare began. A dark entity fueled by the monastery's past confronted them. However, the group rallied together, gathering their courage to stand against the dark entity. A horrific battle ensued, a clash between light and shadow. Yet, through unity and bravery, the group grew stronger and managed to defeat the dark entity. Silence fell over the monastery, and the dark curse came to an end. As they emerged from the monastery, the group embraced each other tightly. The scars of their ordeal lingered in their minds, but they were now free. Together they had broken the monastery's curse and strengthened their bonds. And this experience would remain an unforgettable memory for the rest of their lives.
Thank you for watching this video. See you in the next one.